comes to another challenge day. This is day number 14 in our Confident Rider Challenge, and today we're going to do something fun. We are going to be incorporating ground poles into our groundwork with our horses. Did you know that by adding some ground poles into the work session that you're doing with your horse will encourage your horse to be more rhythmic? It will help him with his balance, and it will also help build strength in his hindquarters. So our horses are going to be really balanced, they're going to have rhythm, and they're going to have big muscly butts. That almost sounds like it should be in a music video. I don't know. So anything that we can do to encourage our horse to pick up their feet and pay attention to what they're doing, I think is a good thing. So that's what the ground poles are going to help our horses do. And if you don't have ground poles, I actually made a video showing you how you can make your own ground poles. They're very affordable. You can make a ground pole for about $4. If you add paint and caulking to fill up any of the splits and cracks in the wood, they'll cost you probably about $6 per rail to make. And what's fun is once you make ground poles, then you can actually use those ground poles as jump rails or jump poles, whatever you want to call them. So they actually are multi-purpose, and they're very helpful for training with your horse or for jumping later on. And so what I like to do is set up the ground poles out in my arena. On one end of my arena, I like to have one pole set up. That way I can take Ethan over it at a walk, trot, or canter in both directions of the arena. And then I also have 3 rails set up as trot rails or trot poles on the other end of the arena. Now I have those poles spaced out at about 5 feet apart, and no, I didn't physically go out and measure them to make sure they were 5 feet apart, but watching Ethan walk over them and trot over them helps me to determine if I need to move the poles out a little bit further or move them in a little bit closer. And just like setting up jumps in cavaletti, when you're using ground poles, there is a general guideline for how far apart the poles should be placed depending on how fast your horse is traveling. So if you have a consecutive number of poles set up, that's when you will determine how far apart they're going to be spaced. So for walking poles or walk poles, where your horse is walking through them, you want them to be spaced about 2.5 to 3 feet apart. For trot poles, you want them to be spaced about 4.5 to about 5 feet apart. And if your horse is cantering over the poles, you'll want to have them spaced out about 9 to 10 feet. Now again, there's room for interpretation on this. You can change it a little bit. It depends on how big your horse is and also how big his stride is. The bigger his stride, the further you're going to want to put the poles apart. So basically this is just an exercise in lunging your horse over poles. Go in both directions on the one pole, and then if you have 3 poles set up, you can make him go in opposite directions on that as well. What I like to do with Ethan is make him walk, trot, and canter over one pole, and when he's doing this well, then I take him back to the mounting block, and that's where he gets his rest time. Remember, that's where I like to have him sit and stand still and just rest. That way, when I go up to get on him, then he's already used to standing still by the mounting block. Now, if you're doing this exercise with your horse and he does that and it took him a little bit of practice, but he's gone through it well, that might be a really good place to end. But if you want to continue on, you can always do 2, 3, 4, whatever, how many poles you want for the trot poles or walk poles or canter poles. It's a good idea to progress slowly, and when your horse gets to a good point and he's done everything that you've asked of him, probably a good place to end it for the day before moving on and getting into another strenuous activity. So just take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and improve in baby steps, and just be consistent every day with working with your horse. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you're participating in the Confident Rider Challenge with me. If not, go on over to my website and download the calendar so you'll know what we're doing every single day for 30 days in the Confident Rider Challenge. And if you'd like to be notified of when I have a new video come out, first subscribe to my channel, click the subscribe icon, then click the bell notification. They will tell you every time I upload a new video. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.